Hello there and welcome to another episode of Laptop Retrospective, and today we are over 300 days with the Surface Book 2. So this is going to be kind of long-term impressions. So I've had this since February of this year, and I have used it every single day at my work as my daily driver. I've also had the opportunity to travel with this particular laptop and use it in a variety of different situations, so I feel quite comfortable giving you some pretty down-to-earth, no-nonsense, realistic expectations if you are looking to purchase one of these. Now, you need to keep in mind that as we are at the end of 2018, if you want the fastest and the best anything, you're not going to get it from this particular unit. And I have said this in the comments over and over again, and I'll say it here again one final time. Whether or not this device is a good fit for you, only you can decide if you're going to use the most unique of the features that this machine has to offer. If you do not need a detachable tablet, there are multiple different options out there that are more financially, reasonable, you could say. But you're not going to get kind of all of these features in one package. So really do keep that in mind, especially as we close off the year. It is an excellent machine, and it still is, and it still punches well above its weight. But if you're not going to use all of the features that this machine truly has to offer you, then of course there will always be a better alternative. So the first thing that I want to run through is actually the durability of the unit. This has gone in and out of bags, on and off of desks, dozens of times a day. It's been handed around, put up and down, it's been a lot of places, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and it's held up shockingly well. There was, before I skinned it with this toast cover, there was no damage or defects to any parts of the chassis or hardware. I know that there were some people discussing how these 2 points down here can actually cause a crack in the screen to occur. That's not been my experience. And I've even banged this while it was in my bag up against my car a couple of times because my bag slipped off my shoulder and it's hit the ground and a few other things. I'm not saying that I've treated it like it's a ThinkPad, mind you, but I'm certainly not babying it either. And there is no visible damage, no components have failed, and I have zero concerns about, in terms of that kind of durability, suggesting this machine to people that are going to do likewise. If you know that you're rough with your stuff, ladies and gentlemen, this might not be a good investment for you, unless you are willing to treat it the way that a $3,500 laptop should be treated. Keep in mind that's Canadian, but I think you get the idea. A couple of other features that have made this machine most excellent is this keyboard and trackpad combo are probably some of the best on a Windows machine that I have used. The keyboard is responsive. I can get up to 80 words per minute on it, no problem. The trackpad is nice. It's glass. There's really no wanting left on this base and the user interface. Regarding port selection, I've actually found that in the year 2018, most of the things that I'm pulling on and off of other computers, I'm doing either through network or digitally. That being said, I can also report that the most used ports are along the left-hand side for me. Those two USB 3.0 and the SD card reader have been kind of the primary ports that I've used on this particular unit. The USB Type-C jack, honestly, maybe it's because of the accessories that I have and the materials that I'm interacting with, haven't had a use for it. So I haven't even bought a dongle or a hub yet to take full advantage of this so far. The other thing that's worth pointing out, of course, is the headphone jack, which is located up on the tablet, which for some was a controversial choice because, well, you're going to have a cable that essentially hangs down from the top right-hand corner of your screen, and if they're headphones, going up to your face. I personally haven't experienced any problems doing a variety of different conference calls using regular headphones. My cables were long enough and I never felt that it was getting in the way. And it also means that it's available to you while this is in tablet mode as well. So I can understand that some people might be frustrated with that, but to me it was the best location for it. Moving right along, of course, we do have the Surface Pen, and I've made an entire video on this guy, so if you want more information on whether or not you should buy one of these pens, I'll leave a link to the video up there in the corner. Webcam and built-in microphones are excellent, no complaints there. The backlit keyboard is something that I've very rarely used because unlike some other keyboards, if you have the backlight on while it's, bright daylight or fully illuminated room, it actually makes the keys, in my mind, a little harder to see. The dual battery system has been working very, very well. I will admit I push this laptop very hard on some days, and I can actually drain both of the batteries rather rapidly, but again, that is using it on full performance mode. I've got like 30 tabs in 2 different browsers open each, and if you know anything about modern browsers, unfortunately, they tend to be the battery killer more than most apps are, and that does mean that the claimed battery life, of course, of all machines is relative to how hard you push them, and this machine is no exception. That being said, it'll certainly still get you through a day, no problem. Another feature that's definitely worth pointing out is the Windows Hello function. It is absolutely wonderful to leave the computer, know that it's locked, tap the trackpad, have the camera immediately recognize you and log you back in. It's a small feature, but I now have come very used to that. And even though it might seem like such a small thing, the fact that you can leave and re-enter your machine that quickly is incredibly helpful for productivity and security. When I might have sensitive information up on the screen and I need to step away from it, tapping that button at the top to lock the screen and then being able to come back to it almost instantaneously is a huge benefit, and one that I've certainly enjoyed with the newer version of Windows 10 and the Hello camera. Another point that is certainly worth bringing up is how well the detachment mechanism has been faring, and it has so far never failed me. It works lovely. The gripping from the side is still my most recommended way of removing the tablet because it's the easiest, and I think it's actually less strain on the system, and that's also what they showed me in the Windows Store when I bought this device, so it seems to be Windows approved method for removal. I have had actually quite a few opportunities to use this in tablet mode while I was doing consultations or meetings, and being able to take this off and actually pass it over to someone else for them to look or read or to interact with stuff has been immensely helpful. And when I didn't need a keyboard, but I did need to carry a tablet around to collect information and record it, the on-screen keyboard plus the pen made it a very versatile unit. And that's the thing, and I've said it at the beginning of this video, if you're not using this feature, then this isn't a machine, to me, that's going to be of great value to you. However, if you are taking advantage of this and just how easy it is to use, then that, to me, makes it still a contender at the year of 2018 because no devices have really come to challenge this kind of niche market. And that's probably the answer right in the question, is it is a niche market. I think those who would most greatly benefit from the use of this particular machine. So, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that brings us toward our conclusion here. And the final answer is, after 300 days, am I happy with my purchase? Yes. I have not looked at another machine for my work with envious eyes. And if you know where that's referenced from, you get a gold star. Claim it in the comments down below. And I guess that kind of brings me back to the point is after 300 days, no buyer's remorse. The unit is still working wonderfully well with no concerns. I've still got another 2 years of warranty coverage, which is me going into the store, picking up another one if anything were to go wrong. And I've been very, very happy. I've seen a lot of other machines come out on the market that are really, really good, but they don't really scratch the same itch that the Surface Book 2 still does. Is it the fastest processor you can get in a laptop? No. Is it the fastest GPU? No. Is it the largest hard drive? No. Is it the most RAM? No. But it's not designed to be a powerhouse. This is what I like to refer to in an analogy of a multi-role fighter bomber sort of deal. And if you know anything about planes or any niche equipment, a fighter will always be better at being a fighter than a fighter bomber, because a fighter bomber is a multi-role aircraft, whereas the fighter can dedicate itself to doing one task really, really well. And the Surface Book 2 is a multi-role fighter bomber aircraft. It can do at some capacity pretty much every task that you could throw at it, and then it can do some tasks that no other computer really can currently do quite as well. Yeah, there are 2-in-1s and there are other detachables, but they don't really have the same combination of power, weight ratio, and also build quality that the Surface Book 2 at the end of 2018 still is able to produce. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's probably going to close off an update for now on the Surface Book 2. If anything else comes up in my ownership of this device, you know that I'll be getting into touch with you and telling you all about it. But in the meantime, I think that's probably going to close us off for now. If you do have any questions about after I've spent over 300 days with the Surface Book 2, please make sure that you're asking them down in the comments, perhaps hitting me up on Twitter, or Curious Cat if you like. And as always, if you found this content to be helpful, I would encourage you to like it, to share it, and if you think that supporting my content is worthy of your time, then I would also encourage you to hit that subscribe button. And that really does help an awful lot, especially as we close at the recording of this video toward 5,000 subscribers. It really means an awful lot, and it means that more people get to see this content, discuss with me in the comments, and of course, hopefully make a decision that is right for you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I shall see you next time.